Hi, this is Dr. Michelle Robin with Small Changes, Big Shifts, Building Rhythm and Resilience. And I believe if you'll change one thing a month, one thing for the next 12 months, you'll change your life forever. Thanks for joining me on the journey. Well, welcome to Small Changes, Big Shifts, Building Rhythm and Resilience. This is my 40 Days of Gratitude series, and today's day 40, and I'm counting backwards, and I want to tell you why I'm counting backwards. So first of all, I read a book about 10 years ago. Actually, I listened to a book while I was walking in at Hawaii, and the book I was listening to was called 20,000 Days and Counting. And I listened to that book like I said, it's about 10 years ago. And I was like, 20,000 days. It made me start to be more intentional about the way I live my daily life. Mind you, not as intentional as I want it to be, but hey, it's a step in the right direction. We are a work in progress. And so this year, as I was thinking about my 20,000th day, which is January 2nd, 2021, I thought, what a better way to celebrate it than doing a countdown, because I'm a little bit of a numbers nerd, if you know me. So I'm today beginning my 40 days of gratitude. And hey, I'm inviting you to join me. I will be having conversations with people that have made a difference in my life. There's so many people, I'm not going to get to them all, but some that have I really got a chance to connect with. And I'll share they'll share what they know about gratitude. I'll share a little bit of what I know about gratitude, and we'll have a fun conversation. I invite you to play along with me and possibly write your story. What is your story? I sat actually a couple weeks ago thinking about preparing for this, and people wonder, why do I decide to do what I do? And I have to tell you, I wonder that sometimes too. One of my friends, Kelly, reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to play pickleball? And I'm like, yes, I want to play pickleball, but my spirit has me on this assignment right now about this 40 days of gratitude. And so I want to tell you, my little kid inside of me wanted to ditch it, but my grown-up spirit side of me said, Michelle, this is really good for you, and it's good for the people that are relying on you to help support them during this time. So, hey, once again, thank you for joining me on the 40 Days of Gratitude. Today's day 40. And what I want to share with you is one of the quotes that I've picked for this series. I've got a list of 40 quotes, for 40 Days of Gratitude. I've been studying gratitude quotes for a while. As you know, I'm a little bit of a quote nerd, word nerd. And I love this one from Oprah Winfrey. And how do you do a series about gratitude and not bring up Oprah Winfrey? Oprah is one of those people that's generous. She's funny. I got a chance to actually see her the weekend before we went on COVID lockdown. And I had no idea how funny she was. What I love funny about what she said is about drinking tequila. And she's like, Stedman doesn't drink, Gail doesn't drink, but come on over and I'll have a glass of tequila with you. Not a glass, but a shot of tequila. But this quote is from Oprah. And when I was in practice early on, I had Friday afternoons off, and I typically would work. And I didn't have all these other projects. So it was either patience or relaxing. And so I'd work Monday through Thursday really long and hard. And then Friday at noon, I'd be done. And then I'd usually end up on the couch, dead tired on Friday afternoon, watching Oprah. And I remember her talking about looking at people that you admire. And what I loved about what she said is not that you admire them because there's something different than you are, but you admire them because that's the qualities in you that you would like to maybe nurture, grow, and express. And one of the qualities that Oprah had was generosity, but also sharing and connecting. And so as I look back now, it's been 25 years ago, I wanted to start with a quote today with this series from Oprah Winfrey, because she's helped so many of us along the path with words or just little nuggets. And here's the quote: the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. And I've not always been good at celebrating throughout my journey, mostly because I was always trying to get to the next place and not enjoying the process. But, as I approach my 20,000 days, I'm praying for the guidance and the intentionality that I can live more meaningful on those days and not rush through them trying to get to the next day. It's kind of like TGIF. What about TGIM and TGIT and TGIW? Or how about TGIM? Thank God for this moment. TGFM, right? I just made that up. TGFM. Thank God for this moment. And so I'm grateful you're spending this moment with me. And hopefully over the next 40 days, you'll find some inspiration to help you get through the rest of this COVID 2020. I'd say COVID-19, but it's been purely COVID 2020 pretty much the last 10 months. So I'm going to invite you to think about things you're grateful for. I'll be sharing some of mine as we go along the way. And hey, by the way, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the special week, no matter what it looks like. Don't waste the moments. All right, blessings to all of you. Welcome back to Small Changes, Big Shifts, Building Rhythm and Resilience. You know, I'm on this 40 Days of Gratitude series. And, as I was preparing for the series, I just kind of listened. People are like, what are you going to do next? We've had this 31 Days of Kindness. And can you keep it going? And I love this time of year because I love gratitude. And so when I think about gratitude, I thought about my friend Paul. And Paul, in total transparency, I was looking for pictures of us today, and I think I have more pictures of you than anybody else in my camera roll.
Almost.
My dog Sunny, maybe even more than even more than Crystal. So thank you for joining me for this gratitude conversation. And I would believe that you're one of the people that I really admire, and I'm actually kicking off this series with you. I wanted you to know that I absolutely love you and adore you. And so, hey, here goes. So what does gratitude mean to you?
So, well, and it's interesting. To me, it means everything, truly. It means basically a life lived in a way that I can't imagine living without it. And so that's kind of what it means to me. It's just a part of my existence. And so it means everything. It totally shifts the experience of life that I have. And when I'm in a state of gratitude, it's a very different experience from when I'm not. And I can't imagine living without it. So that's what it means to me.
What are ways that you experience gratitude? And then what are ways that you show gratitude?
I think, I kind of look at gratitude, and I was giving it some thought recently, kind of how I use it and the way it shows up in my life. And I use, and I don't know if use is the right word, but I use gratitude. I can see it as a couple things. I can see it as a muscle, and I also use it as a tool. And so in terms of experiencing gratitude, it really depends on why I'm using it. Am I using it as a muscle because I want to strengthen my ability to be in that state of gratitude? Or do I use it as a tool in those moments where, fear might be taking over, or I'm allowing fear to take over kind of my mindset and just the way I'm moving through life. And so I use it as a tool to get me back on track. So, it's, how do I experience gratitude? Every morning when I wake up, it's very much, the first thing, like this morning, I was taking inventory because I knew we'd be chatting. And this morning I woke up and I just put a new little shimmery thing on the wall. It's a piece of art. And I woke up a little later than usual, and it was shimmering so beautifully in the very beginning sunrise, which is normally I'm way up before sunrise. And so first thing I did was just do my usual, which is, wow, how pretty is that? I'm so grateful for this new day. I'm so grateful for waking up. And I think some people are kind of born where they just naturally wake up that way, or they were encouraged to be grateful in the mornings. My mom helped me do that. And by the way, she woke us up every day. And, so that's just my way. But that's for me, it's part of the exercise of building the muscle of gratitude. Because, for me, I know, and I've always been this way since I can remember, understanding gratitude is that gratitude for me is definitely, how would I say it? It pulls me from my head into my heart. It pulls me from a fear space into a space where I'm very present in the moment. And in that presence is what we all would consider or call love, defined however you want to define it. But so how do I experience gratitude? I experience it a lot, but to me, it feels like presence. It feels like love. And how do I show gratitude? In so many ways, whether it's, sharing with another human, whether it's, sitting out on the deck, this morning, for example, it's I'm such a sensory person, and so I experience gratitude, I think, a lot through my senses. And most of my gratitude that I have in life, aside from when I'm using it as a muscle and I'm intentionally having gratitude about certain things, but most of the gratitude I experience is through my senses. And I was hearing some ravens or crows, I don't know which it was, flying over me this morning. It was so quiet and so peaceful as the sun was, well up past its, its appearance. And they flew right over me close enough where I could literally hear, and I've only heard this a few other times in my life, I could hear the movement, not of their wings, but whatever mechanism makes their wings move. I could hear the squeak, squeak, squeak of their wings as they flew by. And it was just one of those moments. To me, that was how I experienced gratitude. It was awe and wonder in that very moment of it. So that's how I experience it. And then showing gratitude, whether it's a kind word, whether it's posting something I'm grateful for, on Facebook, a picture, and capturing something that I find really beautiful, and it's just my way of expressing gratitude. So yeah, I don't know. Is that along the lines of what you were asking?
That's exactly. I want to dive into one of the things you said there. You said your mother. One of the questions that I have that I share with you is who's your role model for living in gratitude? And you said your mother woke you up that way. So how can parents right now? Parents are struggling. How can they be? How can they help their child have that awe and that wonder and that gratefulness that your mother taught you?
I think what a parent can do, what mom did in the mornings, is she would come into my twin brother and I's room every morning. And even in the moments when we were like, oh, here it goes again, when we're sleepy and we don't want to open our eyes, mom would always show up with a certain phrase that she used, and she would sing a little song every morning. And, a core part of that phrase was, it's time to rise and shine and get up, get out of bed. And, that in and of itself seemed like an annoying thing at the time when we were teenagers. But, in the grand scheme of things, what she was saying is it's time to wake up and shine. This is an opportunity to enjoy this day, be yourself, And so I think parents can be encouraging by the words they choose to use first thing in the morning, instead of, the first word being, hurry up, we got to get out the door, being maybe instead they could say, good morning, it's going to be an amazing day, I'm so glad to see you, whatever it might be. So positive words at the beginning of the day, I think would be everything. And, parents as well as kids, I think we can all benefit from some gratitude practice to get us into a space where we're not just behind the eight ball, running and running and running, hoping to catch up.
So I'm curious, what's one of your favorite gratitude quotes?
Well, and I I'm not a huge quote person because I just hear things over the time. But if there was a quote or an idea, it would be, gratitude pulls me from my head to my heart and allows me to be present. End of story. Because that's how I want to live my life. And I think in this year of 2020, more than ever, I feel like I've understood even more importantly what it means to actually get pulled out of my head. We all have an intellect for a reason, but your head and your heart are very different things. And I understand now more than ever because of this year how many times I would be in only my head, and I really needed some assistance in getting to my heart space so I could be present, and that's what gratitude does. So.
Well, that's a perfect segue. One reason why I picked you, and for those of you tuning in, I'm talking to my friend Paul Jernigan. We've been friends for 15 years. I've spent more time personally with Paul than anybody else besides my partner. And he just brings joy and love and insight to so many conversations. Paul, so really and it's emotional for me, I'm just so grateful for you. And I'm grateful for all the experience we've had in this journey together. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. I want to hear your thoughts on gratitude.
Two emotional people at the same time.
But I really, I wanted you to know how much I love you and appreciate you. I love that you took time out of your Sunday a few Sundays ago to come and help Sunny, my dog. But just I could go, when I look at my life, if I was going to transition soon, I would count you as one of my biggest blessings. on this journey. So thanks for joining me on the 40 Days of Gratitude. I have a quote that I picked for you.
Okay.
That reminds me of you. Now I've got to see if I can see it through the tears in my eyes. Whoa. Hang on, I got to focus here. It's from Thich Nhat Hanh, which you're probably like a little mini Thich Nhat Hanh. Walk as if you're kissing the earth with your feet.
Mm.
Walk as if you're kissing the earth with your feet. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for sharing my journey. And thank you for helping us launch our 40 Days of Gratitude.
You're so welcome. And I'm so, well, not to be cliche, but I'm so grateful for you and who you've been in my life through all these years. So I appreciate it. And I'm very happy to be here.
All right. Hey, I'll see you all tomorrow.
I sure appreciate you listening to Small Changes, Big Shifts. If you go to the website, smallchangesbigshifts.com, we'll have the show notes ready for you there. If this episode inspired you to make a small change that will lead to a big shift, please share with a friend. You can catch our episode on Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and our website. And if you feel like it, please leave a rating or a comment. Be sure to subscribe so you can catch our episode next week. Blessings to you.